Greetings, Mastermind subscribers. This is Dr. Kenneth Reid. The topic for this week is expect the unexpected. When it comes to the market, I'm neither an optimist nor a pessimist. When I was working as a pundit and running model portfolios, I was pretty good at buying fear, which is what one should do in a bull market. My secret? I used a well-known alarmist guru as a contrary indicator. Every time he issued a sell alert, I would buy leading stocks. And it worked. That's because most of the time, fear is a contrary indicator. If you look at a chart of your favorite stocks or market, you'll see plenty of dips that in hindsight you wish you'd had the guts to buy. Am I right? For the typical aspiring undercapitalized trader, fear is often an opportunity in disguise because markets are designed to shake out the little guy and mean revert. Nevertheless, I've spent quite a few hours this morning making a personal investment plan for Armageddon, which I plan to implement on Monday. I believe if a certain candidate wins the presidency, financial Armageddon is virtually guaranteed. But I want to keep this video non-political, so I won't mention her name. There are perpetual skeptics who love gold and hate the Fed, who've been calling for Armageddon for years, but as I mentioned, I'm not one of them. Nevertheless, there is something to be said for a degree of permanent skepticism, and it can really help your trading if you're not already a skeptic. A few years ago, I came across a quote from a top trader investor that permanently upgraded my own trading. It goes like this: "Don't think about what the market's going to do. You have absolutely no control over that. Think about what you're going to do if it gets there. Moreover, you should spend no time at all thinking about those rosy scenarios in which the market goes your way. Focus instead on those things you want least to happen and on what your response will be." William Eckhart. William Eckhart was the brains behind the Turtles in the 1980s. Sure, he's a nerd, like Spock or Data, but don't hold that against him. Spock was the only one who could plainly see Captain Kirk's irrationality, and I think many traders boldly go where we shouldn't go. Eckhart's advice corrected a tendency I have to be too enthusiastic about possibilities when my favorite patterns, my setups, come along. By default, I'm not prepared for them to fail. Then that makes me vulnerable to shock and awe, which then leads to holding losers way too long. If you're an overconfident possibility person, like I was, and you want to add a dose of skepticism so you can see both sides of the possibility coin, repeat the following affirmations after me. I enjoy watching the market, and I can get very enthusiastic about the possibilities that occasionally present themselves. When everything lines up, I have a sense of certainty about the future that I realize is somewhat exaggerated. I'm often right, but when I'm wrong, I'm caught wrong-footed and entirely unprepared for the contrary move. In order to temper my enthusiasm, today I'll take the time to sketch out in my mind both possible outcomes, the one I expect to happen and the one I least expect. This will increase my mental-emotional balance, and it might even help me find better entries. You see, it occurs to me that with this new, somewhat contrary mentality, I might be entering the market at the exact place where I would normally be stopping myself out.